It is my distinct honor.
Gotta
to
go, fire
welcome-
department's here.
Okay, good luck. It's still my distinct honor to welcome Bopha Malone, our special speaker for this afternoon. Bopha, special applause.
Thank you. Well, I'll just start. I want to thank Ralph and Don for having me, and it's nice to see all of you. I'm really excited to share with you about Girls Inc. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it earlier today because I received a call from my son's school that he fell and lost a tooth. So it's been a crazy morning, but I'm so happy that, you know, the school really did a really good job by taking care of him. I called Chestnut Dental right away and they fixed it. So I'm so happy to be here with you all. As Don is pulling up my presentation, obviously I'm here to talk about Girls Inc. and I'm excited about where I am. As a lot of you may know, I'm an alum of Girls Inc. And, you know, I'm just really fortunate now to be able to act as its interim executive director. I mean, it's really cool to come full circle with such a special organization that really helped me to be who I am today and to be the strong, smart, and bold woman that I am. You know, a lot of you already know my history and how I came here, but for those of you that haven't heard it yet, I'm just going to share a bit about it. When I arrived to the US with my family at age 9, I knew 2 words of English, yes and no. And as I was trying to learn to adapt to my new home and my and the American culture, my relationship with my very traditional Cambodian family parents became strained because I was a girl. They wanted me to stay home, do the housework, stay away from boys, and study. And as you may all know, they experienced the Khmer Rouge regime. And because of what happened back in their country, they believed that if you spoke up, horrible things would happen. So I was taught not to have a voice. Because of our lack of understanding and our lack of miscommunication, I often felt overwhelmed, alone, and depressed. Luckily, when I got to high school, I found Girls Inc. because it was a safe place that I could go to, and because it was for girls only, my parents allowed me to attend. Initially, I attended just wanting to get out of the house, but little did I know that the knowledge that I would receive and the support that I would get would forever change my life and help me to be who I am. During my teen years, I struggled a lot with low self-esteem and an eating disorder. Sorry. I felt the pressure of trying to live up to the standards of the American beauty and also trying to, you know, the Khmer standards that I was told that I was not attractive or good enough. I needed to help make sense of the world. And at Girls Inc., I was able to open up, share with my mentors my feelings of powerlessness. And with their help and support, I was able to, you know, even though I wasn't able to get better right away, I felt that, you know, I became happier because of what they taught me. So instead of focusing on my depression and what was going on in my life, they empowered me, or they taught me. They educated me about different things, and in turn, they encouraged me to go teach people about it. And because I felt that I was making a difference, I became happy. So, you know, this, again, I share this experience because I just feel that, you know, I'm just so blessed. And even beyond like my high school years, even after my age of leaving Girls Inc., they were still supportive to me. They got me into college, and not just getting into college, but staying with me to make sure that I completed school, and then in addition empowered me to get a master's degree. And so I not only graduated with a bachelor's degree, I graduated with a master's as well. And after college, even that, I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do. And because coming here, I was so young and my parents didn't want to talk about Cambodia, I knew nothing about it. So I figured, I wanted to go back, learn my language, and learn about my culture. But instead of just doing that, I want to also give back, but I didn't have money to go and stay there for a year. So with Girls Inc. support and Leslie University's help, I was able to raise $10,000, where I was able to go back and help open a school for underprivileged students that's kind of modeled after Girls Inc. actually. And when I got back, so one of the people that actually gave me money to go to Cambodia were the Duncans. And as you may know, the Duncans, George Duncan owns Enterprise Bank, and Carol Duncan at the time was the executive director of Lowell. So through that connection, she made a donation to me. And even though she didn't know me, I felt, and these strangers who gave me money didn't know me, I felt that, and I wanted them to know where their money was going every month. So every month I gave them a report, and at the end of the year said I was looking for a job. So she introduced me to George, and that's where I was ever since in my banking career, working at Enterprise Bank, which I really love, because for 16 years I was able to work in a community where I can help people gain financial literacy. And it's pretty cool that driving around Lowell, knowing that, here's a family that I got them into this house, right? And here's a business where if I didn't translate, or if I didn't advocate for them, they wouldn't be able to start up or have the resources that they know they need to expand. So, in addition to working at Enterprise Bank, I've been involved with Middlesex Community College, Lowell General Hospital, International Institute of New England, all these wonderful nonprofit organizations. And I really love my life. It's been really rewarding to be able to give back through the bank and give back through nonprofit organizations. And I never thought of wanting to leave or anything. But over the summer, when this opportunity got presented to me to lead Girls Inc., obviously I didn't think about leaving the bank. I didn't ever, I wanted to retire there. I wasn't, it was an honor to be asked. And initially it was like, I'm happy here. Why would I leave? But, it's one of those things to think back to my mentor of what they taught me. One of my mentors always used to say, notice the heartbeat moments. And those heartbeat moments are like your aha moments where, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The more that I thought about Girls Inc., the more that I felt like my heart was beating. And although I knew that I didn't plan this, I knew that I had to jump in this fight to make sure that, a new generation of girls can have what they need in order to thrive, because I'm an example of what good mentorship and what good just kind people can do for others. So that's a bit about myself and my story with Girls Inc. And as you can imagine, and you can see, I'm just very happy and proud to be a part of this organization now. And I'm trying to go, wait, hold on. I might just, sorry about this. I'm going to go to the next. Yeah, so just to share with you a bit about Girls Inc. Girls Inc. is a national organization. It's based in New York. Our mission is to inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And our vision is, helping girls, powerful girls in an equitable society. We're a network of many organizations that work in schools and in the communities across the US and in Canada. We're an evidence-based programming, and we work to advance the lives of and opportunities of girls and young women through policy, through public policy and advocacy. What girls face, as you all know, is that, you know, girls are great leaders and they're our future leaders. But the thing is, they encounter a lot of barriers, and especially with girls of color. And those are the girls that we serve the most. And it's just, you know, we all know it's systemic. So what we do is we prepare every girl to discover their strength and find power and create change in their own life and in the world. We are a pro-girl affirming environment. We're a long-term, as I shared with you about, we provide long-term mentorship relationships that I've experienced myself. We provide evidence-based programming, and we advocate for policy. The impact that we see is that girls are more likely to see themselves as leaders. Girls are more likely to exercise. Girls are more likely to have higher grades, standardized testing, and going into STEM careers. And girls are more likely to engage and attend school, and even going beyond that. The future that we see for girls is a stronger, more sustainable future that a stronger, more you can read it. I know you can read it as well, but I'll read a stronger, more sustainable future requires that we invest in girls. Girls Inc. is working toward a world where every girl values her whole self, discover her inherent strengths, and achieve her goals. And this is some of in terms of, so every Girls Inc., we serve girls ages from 5 to 18, but our site actually, we only right now serve from 5 to 11 because we lost our teen program, which we are working to build back up, because I was a part of the teen program, and we lost it during COVID, and trying to get teens to come back, but also like kind of building a model where, you know, as you all know, a lot of teens and teens of color, they need to work, and they need to work multiple jobs in order to support their families as well. So how do we build a model where, you know, it's encouraging for them to come, but how do we help to pay them where they, and I got paid when I was young, when I went to Girls Inc. So, so we're trying to rebuild that. And these are, the information's up there, right? I just want to make sure. So I won't read through them, but this is just some information on the girls that we serve, and some, you know, in terms of the household and things like that. So in Lowell, what we do is all of our programs fit into one of these buckets in terms of strong and healthy, smart, educated, independent, bold and independent. So in terms of strong and healthy, what we do with our members is we teach them about, you know, hygiene. This is all age appropriate though, like their bodies. And this is, for me personally, coming from a traditional Cambodian family who doesn't really talk about these things. For me as a girl, it was really important to know and to be educated, and to just like be able to make healthy decisions for myself. A lot of our programs deal with you know, lots of sports, lots of movements. And in terms of smart and educated, it's we focus on literacy because, as you know, even now it's so much more important as well with COVID learning loss. So they do a lot of you know, work in terms of helping girls to write, being mentors to them in that way. And then we have a STEAM program, STEAM lab, where we teach them about like, you know, internet access and things like that, and being able to build things. In terms of bold and independent, one thing that I love is that when they do the cooking courses, so the girls actually cook on their own, and a lot of these cooking deals with, like, healthy eating and healthy cooking of, trying to avoid these diseases. This is how we cook. And so a lot of the times when they cook, they always bring me the food, and they always so it's really cute because they're like, Miss Bopha, here's the food. And so I just love taste it, and they're really great cooks. So, and a lot of our instructors, when they cook and things like that, they don't, they're just there to observe and watch. They don't get into the mix or anything like that. What's cool is that the girls actually learn how to do their own measurement, learn how to, and they talk it through as to why this type of food is important. And it's also culturally appropriate as well, where, if it's Hispanic month, they make Hispanic food, and they talk about their tradition. If it's like Cambodian or Asian, so it's really, it's very inclusive, which is nice. So the reason why I'm just looking at time and making sure that I'm not going over time. The reason why I'm here today is I wanted to share with you about our Connect Capital campaign. So we are going through an expansion where in 2020, we bought a new building, which is right next door to our existing building, to connect those two buildings together to expand to be able to serve more girls. And with this new building, we will have an additional 3,000 square feet where we'll have a maker space, we'll have a commercial kitchen where girls actually, so in addition to their cooking, we can rent out these spaces, and we would, we would become more sustainable. And what's really nice about this as well, we could expand our program where we can teach girls about business, where they cook and they can help serve and things like that. And this would be for the older teen program, not the younger right now. But so this is just some statistics in terms of what we see with our members. And again, like I just mentioned, that our new space, or with the expansion, will be able to connect literacy, STEAM, advocacy, health, mentorship. One thing that I'm really excited about, as many of you know, that I'm involved with town activities, and one of the things that we'll be teaching, or we'll have a space for the girls, would be to teach civic engagement, helping them to learn advocacy at an early age, and having different women who are in politics, from different backgrounds, to come and share, because I think, it's, for me personally, it's been really nice that I've gotten the opportunity to serve on different nonprofits and to be able to help people. But what's really cooler and nicer is that now that through your lived experiences and through helping people, how do you help to shape policies that actually make it better for people and fit what people need, as opposed to trying to change people to fit the rules and regulations that are outdated. So I'm really excited for that portion of it. So I'm gonna just show you a video, and this is all our this is all our girls and our staff. Oops.
If you be rude, you're always going to be alone without no friends.
Living through it, having my daughter go through it now, it's a fun environment. You get to pick so many different things.
I would describe it as a really cool club, almost.
There's a lot of girls, and it's fun, and we do activities together. Me gusta de girls porque podemos jugar y podemos ir a backyard.
they can just kind of let loose and be themselves.
Even if you think that you're different from lots of people, you'll usually find somebody like you, and then you'll feel comfortable.
Everyone here is a team that includes families, that includes teachers, that includes everybody. We are a team.
I actually researched Girls Inc. because I needed an after-school program for my daughter. And now her social skills, her emotional skills, and learning how to express her feelings to me have changed enormously.
I had to become a 13 Girls Inc. member. Now I am officially a staff specialist, able to work every day, work with kids. It's a lot of fun.
The staffs are always nice to me and they take care of me. The staff, like if you're sad, they let you talk about it, and if like you're angry, they let you talk about it, and they try to find ways to help you.
One thing I've always loved is hearing just the stories they can tell me. Like, they're so young, but they've been through so much and they're so smart.
There's always like drama at school, and you can talk to the staff about it and they'll help you as well. They're nice and caring, and that they help me with my homework. So it's like really easy just to be here and be yourself.
Es un impacto tan grande que yo quiero seguir, o sea, me motivo cada día a escribir las actividades que tengo que hacer para que ellas puedan aprender cómo valorar a los demás, cómo valorarse a sí misma, cómo ayudar a los demás.
Girls Inc. provides so many different resources for the girls, and I think it helps them not to go run out on the streets.
My daughter has autism. I've always been worried as a mom. Oh my God, does she have enough friends? Is she making friends? Is she gonna be okay? Are they bullying her? What's going on? All the kids are really accepting of her as she is, and they go up to her and say, hey, do you wanna hang out with us? Do you wanna come sit with us? Do you wanna come color and play?
It's so good because like my boss is like, it's okay to have a disability and come to work. That's good. Not a lot of places do that.
We really try to be sensitive to each girl's individual needs, and through that we're able to mentor them and inspire them to be strong, smart, and bold.
Outside here, outside of school, it's just really tough. It's just nice to know that there is a space for them to belong to.
Es humanidad y hay esperanza de que aún tenemos personas que quieren ayudar.
If you give children a space to be themselves, then they're going to be great humans and then do that for the next group of kids.
It's a huge confidence boost for these young girls to be in a program that really prioritizes them.
And so investing in them and investing in their future will only guarantee a better society for all.
The more we support Girls Inc., the more we support our future female generation.
They just really shape into these like awesome and smart and such intelligent young women. It's amazing to see.
You know, my daughter's only 9, so we have a long way to go, but I don't plan on having her leave this program.
Girls Inc. is super fun and you can learn a lot of things.
Yeah, it's Girls Inc. Strong, smart, and bold.
So basically, for our capital campaign, our goal is $3 million in order to buy the building, do the construction and renovations. And we already raised $2.1 million. We would love to be able to get into our new space. And the reason why I'm here today is to ask the Bedford Foundation, the Bedford Rotary Foundation, to be a partner in this, in helping girls become stronger, smarter, and bolder. You know, any amount that you can do would be greatly appreciated. If you have not come to Lowell and if you haven't visited our space, I would love to see you, and I would love to show you our programming and introduce you to the girls. Thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate all of you, and it's I don't know if we're over time, but I could take questions if you like.
Would you like to go on TV, 3 different TV?
Sure, I would love, yes.
40,000 people would be able to see.
Yeah, any way that I can help to spread.
You
the
let me
word
know,
about our
let me know
program
when
and
you're available.
organization. Yeah,
You
thank
call that number and
Thanks,
just
Gino.
say you want it to be in Gino's show.
Okay,
And then they make arrangement. Tell them what time is appropriate for you, and then they get in touch with me. and then I'll call you and you come.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
It's gonna be on 3 different TV.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I know this is,
Quick question.
I learned about Girls Inc. from Hope riding around with her and things like that. The best story, and it encapsulates the whole thing. Tell about how you got into Leslie College. It's real quick.
So, I had an interview with the counselor for Leslie University, and we had a great conversation. It was going well. All of a sudden, she looked at my paperwork in terms of my tests. So I don't test well, and it's not a reflection of who I am. I've tested many times and it didn't improve. I should have just stuck with my first standardized test. So the test scores weren't great. So you can tell, like, through her face and through her voice and everything, that this conversation is going downhill. And I sensed it. It was like this knowing, okay, I'm not gonna make it. I don't know what to do. And what should I do? So she saw me out. And I just stood there. I stood watching all the students, and I said, I really want to be here. What would my mentors do? What would they tell me to do? So I went back in. I asked the counselor, I said, I know you have the next student here, but can I have 5 more minutes of your time? She said, no. And I said, I only need a couple more minutes. She's like, okay, what do you like? Sure. So I said, I know that I'm not going to make it. I know you're going to send that letter to me, and I just have to tell you why it's so important for me to be here, and how we can benefit from each other, how, the school will benefit from me, and how I will benefit from you. But let me tell you why I think I should be here, of all the work that I've done and what that paperwork doesn't say about me. So she saw me, she listened, saw me out again. 3 hours later, I got home. I received a call. She said, a counselor called and said, you made it to Leslie, and because we really want you, we're giving you a full scholarship. So I was there. So it was, orientation day. The counselor that met with me and interviewed me took me aside. She said, I want to let you know that if you ever wondered whether you came back, was the thing that got you in with a full scholarship, it was a yes, because I've never seen a student doing that before. So kudos to you for coming back and fighting for what you wanted. And that's what it was, thinking of my Girls Inc. mentors and just saying, what would she tell me to do, or what would she say to me? So basically, and I'm sorry I'm emotional, just because I just feel like, I'm so blessed to be where I am. Because if you were to tell me when I was that little girl living in the Thailand refugee camp that I would be standing with you today and sharing this, I wouldn't have believed it. So,
Question from the audience. Well put.
Yeah, Jim?
It's very informative and inspirational presentation. You've come a long way since you started with just those 2 words. You're very articulate. You seem to be most passionately appreciative of Girls Inc. because of your background in Cambodia and traditional, etc. How many of the students are alien to the United States, as opposed to what percentage of them come from the United States?
Can you repeat? I'm sorry, I sniffed and I didn't hear the first part. How many, what's the percentage of girls that wasn't born in the United States?
Yes.
So I don't know the percentage, Jim,
Okay.
but I know the thing is that we do serve newer immigrants. I just don't know whether they were born here or not. But 70% of our girls are of color. I might want to say 80. It's not, but the rest are mixed.
Okay, the slide said 78% identified as girls of color, but that doesn't identify their national origin. And I was just wondering if there is truly substantial need amongst people born here as opposed to born someplace else. That was
Yeah.
all. A quick administrative question. Is Girls Inc. in and of itself a 501c3?
It is. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can get you that information, Jim. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
don't have
No,
that
sure.
information for you, but that's easy enough to get.
Informative. Yeah, thank you.
Tracy?
Oh, I have to thank you both for having this presentation, because I understand how emotional you can get when you're involved with something like this, because I can also have a similar familiarity with. Oops, sorry. I have a similar that word. With a program like this, because when I was growing up, I was home alone a lot, and my mom was working a lot. And so my mom got me involved with big sisters, little sisters. And so that, helped me a lot as well, is to get me to be, bold and independent and strong and that kind of stuff. And, to pay it forward, like you're doing, I also sponsored, I was a big sister myself to a little sister when I was in Rhode Island. And, I didn't pick an easy girl. I picked the girl that I think needed the most help. And although the counselors were like, she's kind of a tough one for your first one. And I'm like, all the more reason. That's the why she needs me. So
Thank you
I
for
really
doing that.
appreciate you being part of that, because it's very life-changing. And if you ever, need me to come and speak to the girls or do anything about,
We would
my
love
journey
that.
and things like that, just feel free to ask. I'll schedule it in my
Yeah,
time. I think
we
it's
would love
important for
that.
girls to hear where you've gone, what you've been through, and then how
Mhm.
you've, grown up. So
Right. It's basically, for me personally, I know that like those 2 to 3 hours a day was my hope, right? It was like, that was a time where, it was safe, and I knew that, even if things were wrong, I knew that one of these days I'll be like her, so
I'm
I'm
there with you.
sorry.
It's okay. I get it.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry.